Sophie and Jack had been dating for 6 months and they were celebrating their anniversary with a weekend getaway in a remote cabin in the woods. It was the perfect place for them to unwind, relax, and spend some quality time together. But on their second night at the cabin, things took a dark turn. As they were taking a moonlit walk, a man appeared out of nowhere, brandishing a knife. He was tall, with wild eyes and a crazed expression on his face. The man didn't say a word, but he lunged at them with the knife. Sophie and Jack ran, sprinting through the woods as fast as they could. But the man was relentless and he chased after them, his knife glinting in the moonlight. As they ran, Sophie and Jack stumbled upon an old abandoned cabin. They raced inside, locking the door behind them. They could hear the man outside, pounding on the door, his screams echoing through the forest. Sophie and Jack huddled together in the dark, waiting for the man to leave. But he didn't. He stayed outside the cabin all night, screaming and pounding on the door, his knife scraping against the wood. The couple didn't sleep that night, and as the sun began to rise, they knew they had to make a run for it. They gathered their things and burst out of the cabin, sprinting towards their car. But the man was waiting for them. He appeared out of the bushes, his knife raised high. Sophie and Jack were trapped, with nowhere to run. Just when all seemed lost, they heard a voice behind them. It was the local sheriff, who had been alerted to the disturbance by a neighbor. The sheriff wrestled the man to the ground, disarming him of the knife and handcuffing him. Sophie and Jack were shaken but unharmed. They later learned that the man was a psychopath who had escaped from a nearby institution. They were lucky to have made it out alive. From that day on, Sophie and Jack never took their safety for granted. They learned to always be aware of their surroundings, to trust their instincts, and to never let their guard down. They knew that life was precious and that they were lucky to be alive.